Com, this is Lifelight, over.
Lifelight, this is Com, go ahead.
Now we're out on the helideck at the IWK in the cold breeze.
I'm Carol Baker. I'm the clinical leader for the air medical transport team. So my position is 0.5 clinical leader and then 0.5 flight. I'm a neonatal pediatric flight nurse. Half of our positions are working in the neonatal intensive care unit and the pediatric intensive care unit here at the IWK. The other half of our position is as part of the air medical transport team, which is part of EHS Lifelight. So we are completely employed by the IWK, although a significant portion of our position is transport, and that's what we do. Is we are on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
And I am Kim Grant. I'm an obstetrical flight nurse. I work here in the birth unit at the IWK. We have a flight nurse on call 24/7, so we would travel to Prince Edward Island, Nova Scotia, and we do backup for New Brunswick as well. The helicopter will pick us up on the roofs. We will be ready, dressed with all our gear, ready to go. We will do what they call a hot load, so they will not shut down. We have helmets on, and we will come out, load the helicopter, and we fly right off the deck, right into the health center.
We've just come inside from what is officially called Luke's Landing. Luke was a young fellow who had an AV malformation in his brain. His malformation ruptured and we had to fly to Windsor to pick him up. He was in quite critical condition. Unfortunately, at that time, we didn't have a helideck here at the IWK. The helideck was at the QE2, so we had to land with him at the QE2 and then transfer him to an ambulance and bring him down here to the IWK. With patients as sick as he was, we really needed to land here. It would have saved us a bit of time for him. Unfortunately, Luke didn't make it. He passed away a day or so later. And his family were so moved by the fact that we needed a helideck. And also Luke, he had a camp in the woods, and his grandfather, I believe, would go with him into the woods, and he called it Luke's Landing. And so after Luke had passed away, his family raised a significant amount of money for the building of this helideck up here. When we opened the helideck, that's why we named it Luke's Landing. It decreases the number of moves.
It's that actual out-of-hospital time. That's the time-critical piece that we're looking for, is to get them here as quickly and safely as possible.
By now you know that I come for you. You know I always come for you.
A typical call, the pagers will go off. We'll get a pending page, so whether it's obstetrical, pediatric, or neonatal. The particular team will come up to the roof, get our gear ready. The helicopter is usually wheels up from the airport in 10 minutes, and they're usually on the roof in 20 to 25 minutes. We would load the helicopter, and then whatever the flying time, for example, to Charlottetown would be half hour to 40 minutes to get there. We would land, they would unload us. Sometimes the helicopter has to go and refuel while we're assessing the patient. We would get report from the sending hospital, from the staff particular unit. We would ourselves assess the patient as quickly as we can, as timely as we can, and safely, and then get the patient ready to go for transport, and then we would back to the helicopter and then airlift back. In the meantime, once we've assessed the patient, we do talk to the medical control physicians who are on call.
One of the protection services officers here at the IWK, they act as our landing zone officers. The two crew members and the pilots will offload our patients and bring them here in the helideck, and then we will bring our patient to the appropriate unit and give them a report on our patient. Then we'll come back up here to the helideck and clean up and get ready to go all over again.
It's really an advanced practice, whether it's pediatric or neonatal or obstetric, because we're out there without a physician. We have a physician at the end of the radio or the end of the phone. However, they're really trusting us to make the appropriate decisions.
We treat every baby, every child that we take away from a parent as they're exceedingly precious to us as they are to them. We do try absolutely everything within our power to get them here safely in hopefully better condition condition than they were when we left. Sometimes parents are able to come with us, and we try and do that whenever it's possible, but sometimes due to the weather constraints or weight constraints, and sometimes for the condition of the child, we can't take them with us. If they leave after us and they're on the road, we are able to call them and tell them that their child made it here safely.
No matter what gets in my way, as long as there's still life in me, no matter what, remember, you know I always come for you.
We're part of their lives during some of the most intense and dramatic part.
You're with somebody a very short period of time, but it's a very emotionally charged time. It's an extremely important time in their lives. I do get very connected to my patients, and you can make a huge difference in their lives. I think that's why we probably all do what we do. The passion is there. Those of us who do flight love it. There's something about it that just, you know, you're making a huge difference.
We will quite often go back and check on them, see how the kids are doing.
Yes, I come for you.
This is actually our medication bag, and we carry hundreds of different kinds of medications. Some of our medications actually need to be kept in the refrigerator, so we keep them in the refrigerator until we get a call and then wrap them in a cold pack. We even have one medication for small babies that we need to keep frozen.
This is an electronic fetal monitor, and we are able to monitor obstetrical patients. It gives us an idea of how often the mother is contracting. We're able to know what the baby's doing.
In the morning, what we do is we check all of our equipment, and the piece of equipment that I'm showing you right now is our cardiac monitor, and we have to ensure that it is in perfect working condition before our trips. We'll connect it up, and we'll actually charge it up and then have it discharge into a little tester that I've just attached to it. And we have to charge it up, and then once it's charged, we press the shock and make sure that it delivers the amount of energy that we tell it to. Our team does about pretty close to one a day.
Please support the IWK Radiothon on C100, 1-800-595-2266, or C100FM.com.